Hello, friends. I am Sarah Moore, author of Peaceful Discipline, founder of Dandelion Seeds Positive Parenting, and board president for this place right here, the American Society for the Positive Care of Children. And I am so excited to chat with my dear friend, Dr. Ann-Louise Lockhart. Thanks so much for catching up with me right now.
Yes, thanks for having me here, Sarah.
Of course. So we are going to go through three questions that I'm asking all of our board members at the moment. And I'm super curious to see how everybody's going to answer them similarly or differently. And place number one, I want to start with you, is we all know that there is no shortage of falsehood out there. There are a lot of myths about parenting. Would you touch on a myth or two that you personally would love to dispel for parents and caregivers?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I do have two. So, one big myth is that people believe that kids and teens act out just to be difficult or manipulative. When in reality, as we know, behavior is a form of communication. All behavior is a form of communication, especially when kids and teens lack emotional language or self-regulation, executive function skills, and they don't really always know how to express themselves fully. And another myth that I often see, or it really is like a misconception, is that people believe that if you are a good parent, you will have well-behaved kids. And the truth is that even the most intentional, loving parents will still have kids and teens who struggle. And because kids are human, and so are you. So they are learning, they are growing, and they're figuring out who they are. So just because you're having a kid who is struggling, it doesn't mean that you are messing them up and doing a horrible job.
I love that so much, and that's so very relatable. So, along those lines, what is something that you wish more parents and caregivers understood?
So I believe that I think I wish more parents understood that they don't have to teach everything in the moment. They don't have to react to every eye roll, sassy talk, bad word, negative behavior that you see as negative. Like you can pause before reacting. So when those things are happening, you can get curious. I think being curious instead of immediately correcting and lecturing and fixing and nagging and overreacting. And I think it's really about asking yourself what's underneath this behavior and shift that reaction to more reflection and connection, which opens up the connection rather. And that's where the real change happens.
I love that. It is so tempting sometimes to get into lecture mode or feel like I have to address this right this moment when nothing could be farther from the truth. So I'm really glad that you touched on that because so much of this is about emotional safety because that's where we know that children learn best. So last but not least, if you could give parents and caregivers one actionable tip that they could start doing right this second to make parenting feel easier, lighter, and more joyful, what would you say?
I would say that really prioritizing connection more than correction. I think all of the stuff that I mentioned today, it's really about not focusing so much on the behavior and correcting the behavior, which is I know is so hard not to do. But really, connection is more powerful than correction. And really, all the challenges that our kids and teens are experiencing is they don't need you to be a perfect parent. They don't need you to expect them to be perfect either. But it's really about they want to be seen, they want to feel seen and heard and connected to, and they want unconditional love. And it can be hard when you see their behavior as irresponsible and disrespectful, but the connection and the unconditional love is so much more important. And so really valuing those small moments of connection. So playing the video game, going for the walk, doing the trending dancing video, cooking, shopping together, doing each other's hair, like those kinds of connecting moments um, are the most powerful because when kids mess up, they already know they mess up. They don't need a big old long lecture to know that. They just need your connection. They need your unconditional presence and love and support.
That is so good. And what we know too from child development is when kids have that connection with us, they are more likely to seek support from us rather than try to hide their behavior or, pretend it didn't happen or whatever it is. So I absolutely love everything you shared, and you are just a joy and a delight in the parenting space. Where can people learn more about you and the incredible work that you do?
So they can find me at my practice website at anewdaysa.com to learn more about me and my team, to reach out for parent coaching or for courses or parent membership if that's something they're interested in. I also have my personal website for my speaking business at drAnn-LouiseLockhart.com. And then on Instagram at Dr. Ann-Louise Lockhart is also a place they can go to for drama-free, funny videos, encouraging videos so they can really feel equipped in their parenting. And then, most importantly, I'm releasing my book, Love the Teen You Have, coming out this fall in October, and really talking about these very things that we're talking about. Love the teen you have, the kid in front of you. And it can be so much more freeing when you can look at your kid from that perspective.
So, so good. So, friends who are watching this, if you see this before October, please pre-order her book. It makes such a huge difference. If you're seeing this after October, get it anyway, because I tell you, I personally am a huge fan of this human being in front of me. I adore her as a person and also as a professional. I really respect her. So, thank you so much for the work that you do, and we will chat again soon.
Thanks, Sarah.